Welcome by the world of sunshine. My name is Niels,
I'm Freya.
and this is a video we will talk about dearmoring and Yoni and lingam massage.
Which basically means pussy and cock massage.
Yeah, that's true. Just say it that way. Yeah, no, we will first do a little introduction about why it's important and why everybody should do this. Why we do this and what our experiences are, and then we will go into some techniques. It's probably best to first focus on the yoni. Actually, I think, because we can do a next video about cock. What do you think, or should we do both?
Let's do one dedicated to all the goddesses out there, yes.
Yeah, let's dedicate this one to the yoni, to the almighty yoni.
Yeah, but I would just like to say it's really like, I can understand what you mean in one way, you really want to open up the beautiful yoni and have an inviting environment for her and a safe environment. But at the same time, if the cock is not, healed and open, then it's also doesn't make sense, So they're both coming together so much. So it's like, I wouldn't say that in one way one can be more important than the other. They just symbiotically come together.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, well, it's nice that you say that. Yeah, but more like from also time perspective, and also I think it's good to do the yoni first, and then we'll do the lingam later. Yes. So first, why is this important? Why is it important to do yoni massage and yoni dearmorings? Maybe you want to share this a little bit.
Yeah, because the same thing as everywhere in our body, we store emotions, we store memory, we store tension. And for women, it can look like you have a dry yoni, it can look like you don't have maybe so much, you want to have so much sex, you can have pain during sexual intercourse, tensions, also bad memories in there. So the dearmoring is to moisture, is to soften, it's to release, it's to let go, it's to come into trust. It's also a practice where you spend time with the yoni without it necessarily leading up to, not even necessarily like it should not have an expectation of lovemaking or sex, it should just be a ritual that is a ritual in itself, so that you can relax and receive sometimes pleasure, sometimes pain, different emotions, but to receive touch on her without it having to lead somewhere.
Yes, great. And I would like to add that often traumas get stored in the yoni, and yeah, it's just like a really vulnerable place. And of course, we all know that there's so much shame about sex and our bodies, and so but to have like good relaxing sex which is like pleasurable and open and juicy, I think it's necessary to do regular work. It's like taking a spa for your for your yoni, and
Yum, yum, yum.
and maybe even like going to the dentist, I would say, actually, that. Yes. So, what is the difference between yoni massage and yoni dearmoring? It's like it's like dearmoring is more like it has the goal of like getting rid of tension. So it's like really going into the yoni, exploring for tension, and with the goal of getting rid of it. And massage can, yoni massage can also be only for pleasure, or it can be for relaxation. But in this video, we will probably, yeah, it doesn't really matter if you do massage or dearmoring. It will both come. We will both talk about it, and you will both get, like, even if you want to do massage, you will get great tips, and if you want to do dearmoring as well.
And the most wonderful thing is I think it is. You said it so well. It doesn't matter if you call it massage. It doesn't matter if you call it dearmoring. You can also have these experiences with as dearmoring happening during lovemaking. And you can also dearmor the whole yoni from the outside of the body. So you don't even need to go into the yoni to do it, because we can put pressure on points and touch points from the outside, and we can do it energetically, like just holding the hand there and letting the energy come in. So there is yes, it's more about the intention.
Exactly. Yes. Okay. Now let's go into the practicals a little bit more, because you're probably very interested to know how to do this. First of all, is creating a safe space is step number one. So you basically make the room nice. You make sure there's a comfortable position, and you make sure there's a towel or how's this thing called?
Sarong?
A towel, sarong under. You make sure you have, like, you're prepared with oil and candles and so prepare the room and the space.
Cut your fingernails.
Oh yes, cut your fingernails. Mine are nice and short, as you can see.
Cut them real short, yeah.
Yeah, because it's obviously the tissue in the yoni is very sensitive, and if you the armor can go you sometimes put a lot of pressure on it, so it can easily start have a little cut, and then it becomes a lot of blood, and it's just not nice. It's not dangerous or something. It heals very fast, but it's make sure you cut your nails as part of the ceremony, and also make sure that there is no after cutting that you also use the veal, or how you call that. So it's nice and smooth.
And wash your hands also.
Wash your hands, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
Which oil can you use? We most of the time use coconut oil.
And you can use
organic.
you can use almost any edible oil. I would say, but coconut oil is a beautiful oil.
What you say, like any oil, like olive oil, or what is some more oils?
Almond oil. I think
Almond
would also
oil,
be beautiful.
Make sure it's organic, and
cold pressed.
Cold pressed is nice. So basically, that can do. You can of course also use a lubricant, but that's, for me, it's like there's
also the coconut oil also has, so many healing properties in it, and it's good for balancing and moisturizing the tissue. And as we're going through pregnancy, they're also recommending, coconut oil, just so you don't tear when you give birth, to really moisture the tissue in there. So, using those kind of oils when giving a yoni massage inside is also really nice. But also we use the oil quite fast. But also as a practical, when you work around the yoni on the outside, and if you're pulling and different things, it's also good to wait with the oil until you go in.
Yeah, there's different ways. We talk about this a little bit later. First, also, we're preparing the space. It's like making sure there is nice, relaxing music, or also ask your partner what does she need to feel relaxed. What does she need to really go into surrender, and so have the conversation as well, and make sure your phone is off, obviously, and you don't get bothered by anything, and take the time. Take at least 1 hour, I would say.
And you know what also struck me now is like, maybe you go into the conversation, have the conversations about expectations, about the intention of this. Maybe that will take the whole hour, the first time you do it. It might be a process that this opens up a lot, and you will end up maybe not doing so much, so also be okay with that, and to see. I also think that's a part of the tantric
philosophy is be with what is and what is arising, be adapting. So if you know in the beginning, if you enter into a space where you have conversation about expectations and big things come up, you know, just stay there and just work on it. Don't rush this, you know. Definitely never rush this. And okay.
Yes.
So preparation, we got oil, we got then the next tip is like always take it very slow. You definitely don't want to go into the yoni straight away. You always want to massage like the body around it, like the belly, the legs, like the inner thighs, like just really the heart, of course.
No, yeah,
Very
but it's
important.
not, of course. Yeah, maybe start with looking in the eyes and, you know, saying something beautiful to your partner, to your goddess there in front of you,
Yeah.
holding her heart, you know. Nothing needs to happen,
Yes,
you know,
just tell her
nothing
that.
needs to happen.
Yes.
I can stay here with you. I don't need to do anything more. I can just stay here holding you. You know, it's up to you. You decide the pace.
Exactly, and I think that's beautiful that you say this, because it's always, there is no expectations here of that something needs to happen, that you have to accomplish anything. So really take it slow, and make sure everything is relaxed and you go in a pace, and you can kind of feel. It's also a feeling game, you know. It's also like you can kind of feel when it's the time to really enter the yoni, and sometimes it's like sometimes you can stay in the outsides. What you said as well, you don't have to go inside to do the armoring, you know. Anything more about this? Starting slow.
Yeah, I would just say that, you know, you can work on if you are really doing the armoring, you can work on that, you know, that you have the intention to go into the yoni and you stay with the heart. This can be armor more than you can do with like pushing on points inside, you know, for the woman to feel, wow, here's my man, or my woman, you know, but the partner who's just waiting for me, just being with me, not having expectations of me.
Yeah. And man, we always go too fast. I see it in this video as well. Like we always go too fast. So it's just because we want to reach a goal. You know, we want to do this for our woman, for our partner. But because we are like focused on the end result, we almost always go too fast and being not in the moment. So really watch yourself, that you are relaxed, that you're in tune, that you're breathing slowly, and that you really feel. And also what I try to do is like, you know, some way connect with the divine, like with God, like whatever you want to call it, like, you know, feel your whole body, and don't think too much. Feel and play and breathe and take it slow and just test different things, you know, because you never know how these things work. There's coming a boat, so okay, yes. So we never know which way this goes, so it's also feeling into it and be in tune with it. Okay.
And I also want to say for the women, you know, you might get up memories, or you might even have an idea about stuff that is coming up, you know. Your mind might take over a little bit, and you might experience things that, you know, has been in your body or in your generation or in your ancestral wound or previous lifetimes. These kind of things, whatever your belief system is, these kind of things might come up. And it can also sometimes be, you know, very intriguing and fascinating to go into them and mentally try to figure out, or to be with, you know, things that have happened. Almost everybody has had some kind of a trauma happening to your yoni, even if you've been, you know, just too drunk and made love with somebody and not been cautious about it, or if you've had somebody like really overstepping your boundaries and coming into you even though you say no. This is, it feels a little bit difficult to say this, but in a way I also want to say, you try not to maybe go too much into the story of it. And go into the memory of it and try to relive the memory, or get your partner that is now doing it, you know, go into a verbal conversation about what has happened and all this. Try to just feel what is going on, because our body is like it's really like holding things for us when we cannot experience it when we are 2 or 3 or 5 or 15 years, you know, and then you cannot allow yourself to experience it. It closes, and inside of the yoni and just on the heart, you know, with the intention of the yoni can be just as powerful. So just, if it opens up and you see a memory, try to just feel how is it in the bodily sensations. Can you allow yourself to cry? Can you show the emotion that is occurring inside of your body, in your face, and let your partner take the full notice, your full expression of it. Really show the emotions here. Maybe not speaking them, but really show them. And try just to, like as a meditation, try just to feel them and feel what is happening. Is it movement? Is it staying? Is it going deeper? Is it going more pain? Maybe you can, you know, look at each other and keep it like that also.
Yes.
Yeah?
Awesome. I just want to take this and just, this is better. Yes. Yeah. Okay. We went to the point that we take it slow, and yeah, you feel into in the body, in your body, in your partner's body. There's no goal. And okay, let's talk about some techniques which you can use, or yeah, if you want to call it that way. It's like. Yes, what I first would recommend is, you know, if you you start with, no, we already said that. If you are at the yoni, you know, what you can do is you can press like the outsides. If this is the yoni, you can like the outsides. I would press like on the outsides, like all the way like down, and then the other way, and just slowly, and just like. There's this little muscles going from the yoni to the inner thighs, and those muscles also can contain tension. So it's really good to massage them and just put pressure on them. Don't put crazy hard pressure here, but also feel how your partner reacts. And always, this is also a good thing to communicate before you do this, like make sound. Your partner can make sound like on the out breath, and if you make sounds on the out breath, and if you can do that together, at least can communicate about this, and she making sounds on the out breath, and if it then gets intense, then she can let that hear through her voice, like like, and if you hear that, then you know, okay, you know, this is a good point. I should not push harder, but I should stay here. If you, because then you can feel, you can feel, and you know, okay, this is hurting, and it's good that it hurts, because that's where the tension releases and dissolves. But you don't want to push too hard when it's hurting, you know. So, but you can also do this with giving marks. For example, from 0 is no pain, and from 10 is a lot of pain. So you can also say like, okay, I want you to give marks about how much pain you have, like every 30 seconds or something. That's also a possibility.
Sounds a bit masculine practice to go and give marks.
Yeah. That sounds a bit masculine, but you know, that's a technique I know.
Yeah, that's a good, different things can work for different people.
Yeah, just see if I can get a little bit lower so we're a bit closer together.
I can get a little bit more up.
That's perfect, yes, perfect. Okay, Um, yeah, so start with the outside of the yoni. Find points which are painful, and there's always a few points which contains tension, and then it can be painful. Um, and
Pulling the libias.
yes, I was going to say that.
You're
Pulling the
going to say
libias
that.
is a really good.
Yeah.
It's a really good thing, and like pulling the libias, you have like outer libias and inner libias, and you can pull both of them quite hard. It's the same as pulling on your ball sack. Um, that's the same kind of skin, so you know like that how hard you can pull there is the same as you can pull on your own ball sack. So that's quite hard, as you know. So don't be scared to hurt her, and yeah. So that's a really good technique as well. Yeah, then also you can slowly make your way inside. You can kind of wait for the invitation almost. You can feel when the yoni is open and once your finger inside. Always start with going in with one finger. Don't straight away put like more fingers in, because just go really slow. And hold it still. Go slow and hold it still. Don't do anything in the beginning. Just wait like at least 1 minute, I would say, and maybe even a little bit longer. But just hold still your finger, and then you can start like with you can start with 1 or 2 fingers, and I use now 2 fingers, and you can, like, if you're inside, you can start pressing. Like, for example, on the side. Yeah, or like you can press up, and you can press like all these spaces. Of course, you go really slow. Like this goes way too fast, but this is just like for the sake of showing what you can do. And you can just go, and you can push quite hard, and yeah, and you can really feel where tension is. So you can make your whole way, and you can use your other hand for the other side, or you can just do like this. Or also make sure you don't wear rings. That's also a good advice. So that's really take your time for this, and discover where it's like pains. Do you want to add anything here?
I think you're amazing, and yeah, it's beautiful techniques you have showed, and we will do a recording also.
But I'm not finished.
No?
I will have like more, because yeah, you can start with 2 fingers and do this pressure. But what's also really nice is to try more fingers, and also try what's working, which fingers are working for you, which fingers do feel comfortable. But like in the end, like it's also good to stretch, like like to put more fingers in.
We're also stretching my yoni for birth now.
Yeah.
We're really preparing this beautiful yoni to be birthing our goddess in 3 months.
Yeah. So
So
if you want to get rid of tension, or a child wants to come out, like obviously, like it's good to really stretch things. So you can go with your with 4 fingers in. And really feel, and you feel that here it's gonna be. So some like some yonis you can go with the whole hand, with the whole fist, but most of the time you will see that like here, like you can come until here, and then there is a lot of it's like tension. So when you get here, but that's good, and just stay there, move around, and just breathe, and always use your other hand. So if you're in with this one, use the other hand to put on the yoni and in the belly, and just to relax and to have contact with your partner.
beautiful.
Yeah, so this was kind of a beginner's guide for yoni dearmoring. And there's more techniques, but we'll come back to them later.
We're gonna do a practice when we show them. Maybe not completely naked, but with that you show when we do a guided practice for you to follow as well.
Yeah.
But it was great, babe. I think you are an amazing, and you really do this so beautifully and as a regular practice. So, from the bottom of my Yoni, thank you.
Thank you. See you later.